Good morning guys, and welcome back to another video here from Croatia. Today we are in a different city. We are in the city of Split, and this city has so much incredible food. I'm really going to be excited to try out all the different foods they have available in this city. But it's sort of like late morning time. I'm a bit hungry. Let's go get some breakfast. Let's go get some lunch-ish. Maybe some sweets. Then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us in terms of food. But this is an exciting food city. There's a lot of great seafood. There's a lot of great just food in general. So let's go ahead and let's get started with our food tour here in the city of Split. Alright, well, first off the day, we're kind of digging right into lunch. Oh, thank you so much.
Bon appetit.
And we've come to a place known as Zgra Diocletian. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how you actually say it. But this is like a little bar hidden in the old town, and they serve some traditional Croatian food. And the thing is, the menu changes every day. It depends on what the grandmother has in store in the back of the kitchen. So depending on what she has, that's what you're going to get. There is a full menu. Nothing on the menu is actually always there. It really depends on what they have. And today, it's stuffed peppers, and she's been selling those peppers. So she went to the other tables and told me like how great the peppers were. So sounds like a good sign. It's got a plate of peppers, stuffed peppers with beef, some mashed potatoes, and it comes with a little bit of bread, which I think you're going to use to dip in that little tomatoey sauce afterwards. But first off, these stuffed peppers look incredible. Like, they smell so nice. And the thing is, they really stuff it all the way through. You can see like the beef is almost about to like pop out from the peppers. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Oh wow, that's completely fragile. The pepper is just so soft. It just melted away when I cut into it. Like, look at that. Look, it's like drooping already, because it's been stewed for so long in that sort of red sauce that it can't withstand it anymore, so it just has to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and try it. I know why that grandmother was trying to sell us these peppers so well, because they are delicious. The beef is really nice and soft, but it's not too tender. And they can't have it too tender because the pepper on the outside is completely just soggy. It's like wet paper. But the thing is, it's so juicy because it's got pepper juice that's been sort of boiled down, and it's also got the juice of the beef inside, all encapsulated. Think of the pepper as just a capsule, but nothing more than that. It doesn't retain any of its sort of structure anymore. It just collapses in. You can see the pepper is no longer the actual shape of the pepper. It just surrounds it, but it's been cooked so long that it's just been completely stewed down. It's just a hollow shell, that's all that's left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the sort of mashed potatoes. The sauce is kind of like a tomatoey sort of flavored sauce. You can tell how red it is. Let's go ahead and try out the mashed potatoes. What I love about Croatian food and Dalmatian food in general is that it's super simple. When you go to France or America, you get mashed potatoes and you put butter, cream, salt, pepper, all that stuff. But here, it's literally potato. It's pure 100% potato. There's nothing more to it. It's just potato. And that sort of gives you, like, you can see the way she mashes it. She probably uses a fork. You can probably tell with those marks. And that's how they make mashed potatoes here. They don't need to add butter or cream or any of those things to make it fancy. In Dalmatia, in Croatia, it's the real ingredients, the real flavors, and that just carries the weight by itself. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of the bread, and I'm going to dip it in this sort of red sauce. Oh, look at that. I mean, that just completely soaks up. This looks amazing. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Bread, super nice and soft. Very simple bread as well. That's why I love Dalmatian cooking. Very simple. It's based on the ingredients itself, and when it soaks up all that tomato sauce, it's amazing. The thing is, the tomato sauce is not just tomato sauce. It's got a bit of sweetness from the peppers. It's got a little bit of meatiness from the beef. It just combines all the best of those flavors to create this amazing sauce, which then you soak up with the bread. But this is really cool. The thing is, it's the special for the day. So tomorrow, if I were to come here, I might get something different. It changes every day on a daily basis. Whatever the freshest ingredients that the grandmother could buy from the local market, that's what they're going to serve. that's what makes this place really, really good, because the ingredients they're serving is purely based on what's seasonal, what's at the market. It's not a standard fare. And although you might be frustrated if you came here and you looked at the menu and you wanted something and it's not there, the truth is, living life by ordering what's on the menu for the day is probably going to be a better option anyways. That has got to be one of those local secrets in Split. It's located within the old town itself, but the setting, I mean, look at that. That is literally the perfect place to have lunch. And the whole meal was only 10 euros with the peppers and the potatoes and the bread and everything. So really, really affordable, very friendly locals, and some of the best food. It's very traditional Dalmatian cooking. Nothing special, no added flavors or spice. It's just good old home Dalmatian cooking, and that's why you come to Croatia for. I mean, that is the heart of Croatian food. But with that, I think I got something sweet, so let's go ahead and find that. Okay, can I get one of the rafioli? Anything else you recommend? Anything else you recommend? Cinnamon bun. Okay, I'll get one. Okay, then just give me one of the cinnamon roll then. Yeah, one cinnamon roll. Alright, for dessert for our lunch today, we went to a place called Slastikarnica Tradicija, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a traditional bakery open since 1937. Yeah, so that's over 90 years of history. It's a very, very old bakery. And they do a lot of traditional things, but there's some things that I've never seen before that I really wanted to try out. The first thing is something called a rafioli. Apparently it's a traditional Dalmatian pastry with some nuts inside it. Very classical way to hear in Split, to hear in Croatia. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. The other thing, however, is a little bit more common. It's a cinnamon bun, but I have heard great things about the cinnamon bun here at Tradicija Bakery, so I knew I had to give it a try. Let's first go ahead and look at the rafioli. The rafioli is like a little puff, you know, like it's like a little biscuit almost, and apparently there's some nuts inside. I don't know what exact nuts are inside, but let's go ahead and try it out. When I looked at it, I thought it was going to be like a soft, bready pastry, but it turns out this is more of like a lemony biscuit with some nut paste inside. It's got an incredible flavor inside it. I don't exactly know what to prefer. I think it's like walnuts inside, but for me what's shocking is the actual crunch on the outside. It's like a shortbread cookie, like a lemon flavored shortbread cookie, a little bit of citrus flavor on it, a little bit of a sugar coating on the outside. Wow, that's really good. Never had anything like that. Like I said, that's a traditional Dalmatian pastry called rafioli. You're not gonna get that anywhere else in the world. However, the cinnamon bun, however, you're gonna get everywhere else around the world. Let's go ahead and try it out. That is a good cinnamon bun. It's very, very simple. It's just cinnamon and bread. There's no extra sugar. There's no extra like frosting. There's a little bit of frosting, but it's not too much frosting. It's a very simple flavored cinnamon roll. I think that's the thing about Dalmatian cuisine. Very simple, right? That's the key. And that place has been doing it for over, well, I mean, less than 100 years, but they know exactly what they're doing. They know like the simple flavors of the cinnamon roll are really, really nice. It's not overly sweet. It's just the perfect type of flavor. It's not like there's overly sugared sort of American style cinnamon rolls. It's very simple, very light. And after you eat it, you don't feel like you're gonna be diabetic. That's the key thing. But delicious. Total price of them, €4.40. That's very, very affordable, and it's a really old bakery that's been around for a very long time. The grandmothers in there are super, super nice. They're very friendly, and they'll help guide you as to what are the traditional Dalmatian desserts that you should try. But with that, I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll see you guys when we eat later. Next stop, we've come to a place known as Zgra. It's right across from the fish market, which is why it specializes in some fantastic seafood. They serve all types of food, like they serve like sardines, shrimp, squid, calamar, but I've heard they've got some legendary squid sandwiches, so that's what I had to get. I've got my squid sandwich right here. I mean, look at this. The crazy part is, it's not like a squid patty, you know, sometimes with burgers, they might like with octopus, for example. They put the octopus, they mush it up in a patty, and then they fry that. But here, it's like the actual squid, and like so much squid. If you just open it up, you'll just see Like, look at all that squid in there. That is incredible. And on top of that, you have some lettuce, some tomatoes, some tartar sauce. It's awesome. It looks incredible. You can smell that squid, that freshly fried squid. It's so popular, in fact. When I came here just a few hours ago, completely packed. Couldn't even find a place to sit down. That's how popular this place is. It's also been around for quite a long time, so they know what they're doing. They've got some good experience with seafood, and it's amazing. I mean, it is next to the fish market. Like, this produce is as fresh as it gets. You're right on the coast. You can't come to Spain and not have a classic squid sandwich and at least some seafood. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try out their squid sandwich here. It looks really incredible. I mean, look how big that is. Look at the size of that. It's heavy and it's stuffed completely with squid. Let's go ahead and give it a try. That has got to be the best squid sandwich in town. The squid, usually my concern with squid is that it's too rubbery. It's really tough to bite through. But this squid is not that at all. It's super tender and it's very fresh. I'm pretty sure this squid is probably the same squid that I saw in the fish market this morning. It is incredibly fresh. Very, very tender, and it's super crispy. It's fried on the outside. I think their tartar sauce is homemade. It's really good flavor on the tartar sauce. The lettuce, the tomatoes add a nice sort of fresh crunch to the entire sandwich. The bread is actually not too thick, and that works out really well because you're trying to get the crunch from the squid. That's the priority here, the squid, not the bread itself. But the bread is still toasted really nice, and that tartar sauce has like a base on which to sort of layer itself on top of the squid. Great, fantastic sandwich. I love the squid. I love how fresh it is. I love that it's not chewy. It's not difficult to bite through. It's probably one of the most tender squid that I've ever had. And for a price of €8, this is incredible. I mean, the portion size itself, that's what really speaks to me. It is a pretty big plate of squid sandwich. And there's a lot of squid stuff in there. They really haven't skimped on the ingredients they've given me. So that makes it a really, every bite you take, you're gonna get squid. That's why it's really such a great sandwich. It's not just mostly bread, it's mostly squid. It's a squid sandwich. They really put the squid in the squid sandwich. But that is absolutely incredible. One of the best things you can get, especially with the location right next to the fish market. The waiter who served me, she told me she was about to go on her lunch break, and the one thing she was gonna order was that same squid sandwich. You know it's good when even the staff of the place order the same thing that you just ordered. So absolutely delicious. Like I said, only €8 and one of the best squid sandwiches you're gonna get. Really stuffed with squid. Like, they really don't skimp out on the ingredients. There's so much squid in the ocean anyways. Like, it doesn't hurt to use a few inside one of the sandwiches. All right, with that, let me take a break and then I'll see what we're gonna eat later on today. Well, obviously being on the coast, that means it may be dinner time, but it's still time for seafood, and there's never a bad time for seafood here in the city of Split. We've come to a little place, it's right in the corner of the old town. It's called Fish Delish, and they do a bunch of really nice seafoods, burgers, pastas, but they combine the most authentic sort of Dalmatian, Croatian influences and use the fresh seafood they have here to create some of the best combinations at a really good price for people who come here. I've got a few things. First off, I've got a black and yellow pasta. It's black and yellow because the actual pasta itself is a black pasta with a few mussels and cherry tomatoes that give it a bit of a vibrant color. And then I asked him what he recommended, which burger he recommends. Tuna steak burger, and I can't say no to that. The tuna looks amazing. He literally just puts it on the grill and it's cooked just like that. Got a bit of arugula, got a bit of sauce in there, and that is the perfect burger. But first, I gotta go in and try the pasta. I mean, look at this pasta. He literally just freshly cooks it. Oh, wow. This looks amazing. And you know, like I mentioned before, here in Croatia there's a lot of Italian influences. So when it comes to like gelato and pasta, they make really good foods just because of the sort of mixing of cultures that has happened for hundreds of years in Croatia right here on the coast. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try this pasta out. I love the seafoody flavor and the sauce. You can taste the mussels and the clams, and you can see the mussels and the clams that are in the pasta. I mean, this is probably fresh from the fish market that we just passed by. It's 2 blocks down. That's how close we are to the actual source of the seafood, and it's incredible. The pasta is perfectly cooked, al dente, and the clams and the mussels create this perfect like seafoody sauce with the pasta. They're really, really fresh, really, really nice. I'm gonna just try out. Look at all these mussels and clams right here. Let's try it out. They do not skimp on the seafood. I realized that every place I've been to here in Split, nobody skimps on the seafood. If you order an octopus burger, they will give you a lot of octopus. If you order a tuna burger, I mean, just look at how big this tuna portion is. They don't skimp on the seafood here. There's just so much seafood in Split to go around. There's no need to skimp on anything. But with that said, time for us to try the tuna steak burger. I mean, look at this. It's oozing out with the oils of the tuna. It is incredible. It's got some arugula, like I mentioned, and the bread, he just briefly toasts it and it becomes the perfect texture and flavor. Let's go ahead, try this out. That tuna steak just melted. You can see it's perfectly cooked. It's not overcooked, but it's not undercooked either. It's the perfect temperature inside, and you can see the inside of tuna. It's a little bit pinker. That's exactly what you want in a tuna. You've got arugula, you've got some sauce. But for me, it's the tuna, it's the freshness of the seafood. The fact that, look at how thick that tuna steak is. It's not like a tiny little slice of tuna. And it's a big, big steak. It truly puts the definition of steak to a new level when it comes to the tuna burger. I mean, between the two of them, I don't know which one's better. The pasta on the one hand is really nice flavor. You got the seafoody flavor of the mussels and the clams. The tuna steak on the other hand, amazing meatiness and freshness, and the temperature of the tuna is just cooked perfectly. It really, really makes it just the perfect combination between the two. If I were here, I'd try some other things as well. I'd try some of the shrimp burger, the rolls. They have some dogs where they use seafoods to make it sort of, instead of hot dogs, instead of sausages, they add some other things. It just makes it so interesting, and they're really innovative with the seafood that they have here on the menu.
Still learning.
You cook like you know what you're doing for a very long time, yeah.
I feel like I don't.
It's amazing. It's really, really good. I think you've got like all the flavors that you need in there. It's really good. It's really perfect.
Thank you very much.
Wow, what an incredible meal. I think it may have been fast food, it may have been a sort of stand up, you try it out yourself, but the thing about that place is that it captured all the Dalmatian flavors that you want in a Croatian meal. It didn't cost as much as some other restaurants here in Split would have. I mean, that was 27 euros for both things. And if you go to a nice restaurant here in Split, have that same sort of pasta, that alone would be 27 euros, which makes it a really good value for the price that they're offering. And the quality is just as good as if it was in a really, really nice restaurant. The owner is really, really young. He's really passionate. He's very excited about food. And I think he did an amazing job there. And they've only been open for 2 years. So if you're here in Split, please try them out. They're amazing. I loved the pasta. It's so well done, and it's very hard to find really good pasta like that with the flavors of mussels and clams. You can taste the ocean, but it's not overpowered by any other flavor. That's what I love about Dalmatian flavors. That's what I love about Croatian food. But with that, let's go find some ice cream. Can I get fig and lavanda? Yes. I just found a little hole-in-the-wall ice cream shop called Gelateria Bono. There's no sign that tells you it's Gelateria Bono. There's nothing to actually even tell you that this is a really great ice cream shop. It's just a hidden little ice cream shop in the middle of the alleyways of Split. And I've got two interesting flavors that I've never seen before. One is fig and the other is lavender. Both traditional ingredients here in Dalmatia, and I've never had fig ice cream before, so I think it'll be interesting for us to try it out for the first time. You can see there's a little cracker on here that says Gelateria Bono. That tells you that, you know, it's from that store. But aside from that, you really have no clue that it's even an ice cream store. So with that said, let's go ahead and try out the fig ice cream first. Ooh, whoa. That is really strong fig flavor. That is a really strong fig flavor. When you know gelato is good, you know it's good because it has the real flavors in it, and it's really strong flavor. And there's nothing artificial about this fig flavor. It's very, very natural. It's probably from figs that are grown right here in Dalmatia, and they've used those figs to create this ice cream. It's incredibly fruity, incredibly nice, and it's not too sweet either. It's the perfect mixture of creaminess from the milk in the gelato, and then of course the actual figs itself. let's go ahead and try the lavender ice cream right on top. You can see it's a purplish color because it's lavender. Very flowery tasting, a little flowery and a little bit sour, like a little bit of citrus, like a little bit of lemon. I think that you might have used lemon to bind it all together to make the gelato work. But between the two, I really like the fig. The fig tastes just like I'm eating an actual fig, and except it's just put in gelato form. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the food tour of Split here. What an incredible food day it's been. I mean, we've had so much seafood, the pasta we had earlier, the squid burger we had. There's just been so much great food on offer in this city. And the truth is, there's so much more food in Split. Split has so much food on offer, and there's a lot of local, traditional Dalmatian flavors that you can find here in Split. I've loved my food tour in this city, and I hope you have as well. If you have, please definitely give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more food and travel videos. This is unfortunately our last food tour here in Croatia, but we got a lot more coming, so make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.